everybody.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Well, let's start the insanity.
Hello and welcome to the Weekly Yak. It's Mac along with Mel.
Hello.
And no Randy again, but we have a stand-in. The long talked about Yasko's wife.
Hello.
Louder.
Hello.
There you go.
Get up on there, girl.
Get on it.
Get on it.
So yeah, well, because we were going to have you last week, but then you had an ear infection.
I did have an ear infection. Felt like someone was stabbing me with a tiny knife.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the you were going to make an effort at first, but then Yasko said you went out in the wind, and that's not good for a ear infection. So
I was trying to be a good mom, take my kid to the park.
Well, that's your first mistake, being a good mom. That nothing ever good comes from that.
Sure.
Childhood memories, whatever.
No. I didn't have good ones, so nobody else should either. No, I had a good childhood. I'm just kidding. Or maybe that's what's wrong with me. Who knows? But you want to, so when guests are on, we have them talk a little bit about themselves. If you want to give us a bio in 60 seconds or less.
Sure. I'm married. I have one kid and teach preschool. I work for a B&B management company. I do a lot of theater.
Yeah.
Do improv.
You make sweet things.
I make cakes. I take pictures. I don't ever sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You good?
I'm
good.
good.
All right.
She's a woman of many talents. Not at all. You have so many irons
Well, no,
in
if
the
she
fire.
elaborated on the stuff, then it would have been more. But no, that's fine. I mean, are you in anything currently? I don't know.
No, I have we have a variety show coming up on Saturday.
Is it the same place it was last time?
Mm-hmm.
At the rooftop?
The rooftop at the winery.
Nice.
Waco Winery. And then I have an audition on Sunday for Mamma Mia. So we'll see how that goes.
What about what are you doing at the variety show this year? Are you singing again?
Singing, yeah. I think we're going to sing just some good covers that everybody knows and can either sing along with. Or
You should do Sonny and Cher with Yasko.
I'll tell him you said that.
That just seems funny to me. I think it would be good.
It would be good.
Funny, but then also quality to it, not just
right. Well, yeah, if we can pull that together in 48 hours, then
good luck.
I'll work
Is
on
it coming up?
It's Saturday.
Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. Well, what are y'all planning? Can you want to divulge? What's one song you're going to sing?
500 Miles.
I would. Well,
yeah. Well, I was going to say the band, but I forgot the name of the
From
band.
Benny and June.
The
that movie.
Proclaimers.
The Proclaimers, yeah.
I wanted to say the Pretenders, and that's not it. That's Chrissy Hynde.
That's a good band too, though.
They are.
The Pretenders are good.
We saw them live in New York and got to meet Chrissy Hynde.
All right. Yeah, that's right. Because Yasko hadn't been on the show for a while, but you guys used to live in Cooperstown.
We did.
And he worked at the Hall of Fame.
As did
I. But sorry.
Just pointing that out.
Oh, okay. I thought you just shoveled the snow that y'all had.
I did a lot of that.
You got to get right on it.
I did a lot of that.
There you go.
Sorry.
I can turn you up a little bit.
That's all right. Bingo's over here inspecting things.
Did you have to go into the city to go to see the Pretenders, or were they in Cooperstown?
I think when we saw them, they were in Albany.
Okay.
So that was only about 90 minutes away.
The capital.
It is the capital.
Ooh, look at you.
I am a history geography teacher, so.
That's right.
Proving that you know stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Mel, so how are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to
good.
give all the attention to our guest here.
You should welcome her in. Oh, I'm good. I am recovering from a long weekend in Austin.
Oh, yeah. You're at South by Southwest.
Yes. I did that. I survived South by. And all the cool kids.
Well, I know.
That's obviously
I'm not
you're not
cool,
a cool.
I know.
That's right. So you got to say it that way.
I really made the kids laugh at me for not being cool today because I call the iPhone, I call it the 10S. And they're like, the what? I'm like, the 10S? They're like, the X?
Oh,
I'm like, no, you're stupid. It's a 10.
My
Roman
friend that works for Apple told me that at Apple, you can tell your kids this, at Apple HQ, they refer to it as the 10.
Well, good.
So if they're doing it, then it's good enough for you.
I mean, I really shouldn't take too much. Listen to what the high school kids
I
say,
mean,
because
yeah.
they think that Nike doesn't make Jordans. They think Jordans are its own thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well,
it came from, that's the parent
Yeah.
company. They make them. Anyway.
kids, but it was
Oh,
good.
yeah, that
St.
was-
Patrick's Day, my favorite. Had a great time. My goal was to lose track of how many Guinness I drank, and I think that was
Mission
achieved.
accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I know how many whiskey shots I had though,
Nice.
but it was so funny.
Jameson?
Yeah,
Of course.
of
Well,
course.
it's not good.
Yeah, it's St.
Well, I'm
Patrick's Day.
just verifying.
But we started so early because we actually went to a live podcast taping and a St. Patrick's Day party with a couple
Nice.
of Austin people, local personalities, and comedian Doug Benson, who I love. It was great.
Was he high the whole time?
Of course. And he just people just kept buying him Irish car bombs and he just kept drinking them. And I saw at the end of the day, he had tweeted, he's like, I may be stoned and drunk. I am stoned and drunk. He was he Lady and a Tramped bacon with a dog.
Oh my.
And yeah, it was, I wish I could have gotten a photo of that because it was classic. But basically, I drank so much at that party. Then I went to my husband's gig and drank some more. And I am so old that I had to take a nap before we could go out Sunday night.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I went back to the hotel, took a nap. So, people are like, puke and rally. No, I'm nap and rally.
Nap and rally, yeah.
I nap and rallied. And then we went to a drag show. And
Drag racing? No, I know.
not drag racing.
I know.
But I did see Trinity the Tuck, who was the winner of last season's drag race. She was there and awesome, and had an awesome weekend. And
The nap was awesome too, though, right?
the nap.
I
wouldn't
mean,
have gone.
everything else was awesome, but the
Yeah.
nap was good too. Yeah.
It was like the perfect day of like beer and whiskey and naps
Yeah.
and drag queens. It was a great.
It's just it's a great day.
it was a great.
Were there
day.
drag queens in your nap? Did you dream about drag queens?
No, I was just like a zombie. I
Yeah.
was so tired. So tired.
I went out for. Did you guys do anything for St. Patty's
I
Day?
did. A friend of mine threw a Roaring 20s party.
All right.
Yeah. So we
And did you know that it's very heated about the spelling of St. Patty's Day? It's not T. It's not like Patty, like short for Patricia. DD,
That's the way the Irish spell it.
because it's for because you wouldn't call Patrick Paddy, like that wouldn't be short for. So it's something in Celtic too. Like it's they said the word, but yeah, I didn't realize that was a. Like a point
like a
of
thing?
contention, like
Yeah.
people were upset. No, not T's, because I think I probably always spell it St. Patty
I did
with a
too.
T.
Yeah, and no, it's a D. And I had a really good friend that was Irish, and he would get like pissed.
Yeah.
Come St. Patrick's Day, he was, if anybody put Happy St. Patty's, he was like, that is a girl, that is not St. Patrick. And he would just like rip them apart. And so I learned very early that it's with D's.
Right. Double D's.
Double D's. Hey.
And I found that information on a website that is devoted to that thing.
Nerd.com?
No, I mean, the URL's like Paddy, not Paddy.com or something.
Man.
And it was like, and most of them don't even say Happy Saint. They say Paddy. If you're going to say Paddy, you just say Paddy's Day.
It's Patty's Day.
You don't say Happy St. Patty's. You just say Happy Patty's Day or whatever.
Look
So,
at all this learning we've taught you,
Interesting.
podcast
I know.
listeners.
I know. I guess this is
And me too. I didn't know any of
this
this.
is a St. Patrick's themed episode, I guess, even though it was
Even
last.
it's past. But guess what? You're ready for next year. We know the correct way
spell it.
to say it
And
and
my
spell it.
hashtags and everything. Even though I didn't have a good one, I went downtown and I was worried because all the people that were from out of town were around last weekend because of the
Celebration.
Jesus.
Food truck.
I know they helped with your house or whatever, but I don't like them. Didn't they do something to your house?
Oh yeah, our house was on one of the episodes.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't pick it.
It was
okay.
it was one of those houses. They were like, "Do you want this one?" And they were like, "No."
That's just a clear. Just they
Yeah.
needed another choice.
Yeah,
and, they said,
and it
well,
happened to be for sale, so they just were like, "Let's go check this one out."
Well, that's something.
Yeah.
I would be proud that my house that I own now didn't get picked.
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's right. Ours didn't. But I was worried about going out. I went out with a guy who they may know, a guy that used to be on the show. And we went to what's the one at the Hippodrome on the side of it?
The Raleigh.
The Raleigh. And I don't know, some people told me it was nice. And but I was like, man, we got to go early because, I mean, I know that a lot of those people probably aren't drinkers. They're probably family people or whatever. But I still thought it would be crazy busy, but it wasn't. And in maybe because of that or just my bad luck, we had the worst bartenders.
Oh, that's terrible.
Because I got the two things that I'll go for. I mean, I got an Irish car bomb, and but before that, I always get a White Russian, and I don't know if that's douchey or whatever, and it's not because of the Big Lebowski, but the girl. So I knew it was bad because they didn't have half and half or milk, so they use coffee creamer in the little things, but and she just kept ripping it open and pouring in it. So she had like a handful. I'm like, well, this is going to be shit. And then she was like, I ran out of Kahlua. How about some Frangelico? Well, can I put some of that? I'm like, what? That's not the same thing. Like, why would you? And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, and I already paid for it. So I was like, well, okay. I drank it. And then I got some other stuff. And then I was like, we got to because normally Irish car bombs are expensive because it's Guinness and Bailey's. And sometimes they put Jameson in it. I guess it depends on who. Because I thought, I was like, well, these are going to be like $12 or $14 or something. But they only charge us $5, thankfully, because it was shitty too.
Right.
And the girl goes, so it's a different bartender. I'm like, okay, well, ask this lady. And so I go, can we get 2 Irish car bombs since it's St. Patrick's Day? And she's like, well, what's that?
Oh, no.
So the guy, the manager from like the other side had to yell what's in an Irish car bomb. And I mean, if you look at the bright side, she didn't know how to make them. So she filled each one up with Guinness, and that's because you got to drop the thing in there, so it's going to spill everywhere. Because you saw, either a half or 3/4 or whatever. But for $5 for all that plus a full Guinness, I mean, that's not bad. But I was like, how do you not know? That's not it's not really even. You're not even making a drink, really.
Right.
You're pouring a Guinness and you're putting some Baileys in the thing, and
This does not surprise me, which is why I stayed super quiet during that whole segment.
why?
Well, I've got some beef there. Some
Oh, you don't like the
history.
Raleigh?
I don't like that building. It's a long story,
Well,
not
let's
for this
hear it.
podcast.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say that we don't mesh well.
Well, that doesn't help.
Well,
You might as well not even say that.
we need to be drinking these Irish car bombs if we're going to talk about
okay.
this on air. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's
we won't. We'll go have Irish car bombs, but we won't go there to get them because
that's right.
unless you just want a Guinness and a shot of Bailey's because they don't know how to do it otherwise. Anyway, first week back from spring break. It's all right.
It's been a little rough.
It has been rough. I don't know why I did this to myself, but I scheduled speeches this week. So I came back to classes of students that didn't practice speeches because it was spring break, and then I had to listen to shitty speeches.
Yeah.
And then my biggest event of the year, and my other job is on Saturday, so I'm like,
The Girl Scout thing?
yeah. So I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But
Randy's doing Girl Scout stuff.
yes,
I mean, job stuff. I mean, he's a girl. He's being a Girl Scout somewhere.
he is being a Girl
He's
Scout.
in a Girl Scout uniform
Yes,
right
he
now.
is man enough to be a Girl Scout.
That's right.
No, he would.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have to ask him. I mean, he may just do it just for the hell of it.
yeah.
Wait, because what do you teach at Baylor, right?
No, I teach speech at a community college down the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said something about Baylor last time. Sorry.
I talk shit about Baylor.
Oh, there you go.
But no, I don't teach there.
Like any self-respecting person that's from here would.
That's
Right,
right.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not. It's a big. They're a big fake.
There's something.
Yeah. Remember my big Grant Taft debacle and all that? Yeah. No Baylor for me.
Yeah.
Though I do have them to win at least the first game on my bracket for
Against
March
Syracuse?
Madness. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know enough about. I never get into. I just don't like basketball, I guess. So I never even get into. I mean, some people can just watch the tournament just.
That's me.
For the tournament,
I'll
yeah.
just watch the tournament just because I'm all for a good Cinderella story. But
Is there anybody like that this year?
Oh yeah, I've actually. That's why I keep checking my phone because I have updates on it. I go pretty hardcore on
What?
brackets.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Not just updates, smartass.
No, I know, but like,
March Madness updates.
guess what I've got on my phone?
Yeah, I'm pretty hardcore about it. My husband and I have done a bracket competition for as long as I can remember against each other.
Nice.
And
Do you doing it? Well, do you have enough people at any of your jobs to like? Because it's like at the Girl Scouts, it's kind of just you and a couple other.
yeah, and nobody else really cares about it but me.
Yeah.
So no, I don't do a work one, but I do have a couple with other friends. And yeah, right now, apparently my husband's beating me by 20 points.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I stopped doing brackets probably 5 or 10 years ago just because I like to just watch the games, and I didn't want to be upset just because my bracket. I mean, although I picked there was one year where I picked the 3 of the underdog or the biggest upsets, and James was like, "Why didn't you?" Or sorry, Yasko is like, "Why didn't you bet on those?" Because
I don't do that.
I don't do that.
Well,
That'll
picked
also take fun out of it if
Yeah.
you've got money riding on it
Right.
too. You don't want to be.
I put some underdogs down in hopes they would win, and they all lost. So far, I've lost by 2 points. And I'm like, see how close I was?
Well, yeah, that was good. Those
yeah.
are good picks.
Or yeah,
Was
but
it last year that Sam Houston was in it, or was it the year before?
I have lost track. I do not know.
They were in it one year where they just came out of nowhere,
Right.
from Huntsville.
Yep.
Well, right now, Auburn is won by the hair of their chinny chin chin today, and that's my my team.
Right.
So
And your dad's
dad
no.
is a Bama fan.
Bama, right?
And they got knocked out of the NIT yesterday. So suck it, Bama.
Your dad's the one that will wear an Alabama article
Yes.
at all times.
Yes. 24/7. Yes. All the time.
Does he have underwear? Does he have Alabama underwear?
I don't know, and I don't want to know, but I
Well,
do,
they have boxers in every. Like you can buy.
Yeah.
Like,
I am pretty sure that he at least has like maroon or
At least the
excuse me,
color.
the crimson.
Oh
hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just plain old maroon.
No, it's crimson.
Crimson.
Yeah. So I
Don't
know.
confuse it with A&M.
Oh Lord.
No. Yeah. It's not the same. So. Not me though.
You know, Johnny Manziel got banned from the Canadian Football League now.
He's such a dumbass. he is the literal worst.
Literally,
he
not
is
just the worst. How people
the
say it, it's,
Literal worst.
because he's like an awful human too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, like A&M, we were so proud of him,
Right.
and now they're probably
Heisman
like
and-
they're like ducking every time, like don't make eye contact with me.
And
They're
now,
so
like,
embarrassed.
he was so upset about going so late in the draft and to the Browns, and now the Browns are looking awesome.
Yeah,
Like
that's what you get,
Right.
dickhole.
Johnny Dick Hole Manziel. Because
Last-
didn't he like beat one of his girlfriends? Wasn't he like
yeah.
abusive and stuff? Yeah.
He has
I
an
will-
entire rap sheet.
Things tend to work out as they should, I guess.
I'll never forget. It was after he graduated. He randomly went to like a UT frat party, and
Isn't that sacrilegious? or
well,
something?
yeah, but he went with some chick that he was screwing in Austin or whatever.
Ah, yes.
So he went to this UT frat party, and the frat, you know, because just expecting them to bow down to him just because he is who he is, and they're like, first off, you go to A&M. Second off, we don't really give a fuck about you, and third off, get out of our house.
Right.
Third and most importantly, get out of here.
And he was like, "Oh, they didn't care." Blah blah. Yeah, no one cares. Get
Yeah.
out.
That's
Go
just supposed to
screw
be-
your side piece and get out.
Yeah. Like everyone else.
right.
Like a regular person.
Normal Thursday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so gross. The last, so I guess it's 4 years ago when Auburn played A&M in College Station. My family from Alabama came and we drove to College Station. And that was right before all the shit hit the fan with Johnny Manziel. And they were honoring him pregame. And he did the coin flip. And we were all like, there was like a whole bunch of Auburn fans, people I don't know. And it was like collective audible eye roll of all of us just like, oh, this asshole, you know? And then it was just like a few months later was his first offense he got arrested for. And we were like, haha, sucker. And
Yeah,
it was
right.
great.
I know. I mean, I'm such a bad person. I love it when the mighty fall, deservedly. Not if it's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like I love the celebrity parents getting busted, paying their kids to get into college.
Yeah,
it's
great.
delicious.
Well, it's like when somebody speeds past you and is an asshole, and then they like get caught at the same light as you. I mean,
I actually got the only time this has ever happened, because you always think when somebody speeds past you, where are the cops?
Right.
Yeah.
And one time it happened. It was so great. I was coming. This is a local, thing, but 84 over the bridge near the movie theater, and some guy, and the Woodway cops are crazy bad anyway, speeds around me, and I'm like, wow, screw this guy. And then he gets further up, and then a cop pulls him over. I was like,
Excellent.
it was so great.
Excellent. That's so fulfilling.
It
I'm
was.
the same way.
I just
Karma's a
enjoyed.
bitch.
That's right.
Yeah,
Just don't be a
just
shitty
like
person.
with Grant Taft.
Oh. Oh,
You
great
really didn't
stuff.
talk shit about him. I know. It's just funny that you mentioned him at all, and then he came
And then-
into Barnett's
and then started giving me shit, Grandpa.
about your college. No, wait, about your college. Yeah.
Well, we don't need to get. We
Oh,
don't
sorry.
need 3 weeks of Grant Taft.
Well, we can have
shit
3 weeks of
storms.
Pete Davidson stuff.
Pete Davidson is an American treasure. We will talk about Pete Davidson until there is no more Pete to Davidson. Or more.
When
no
I
more-
think about American treasures, I think of Abraham Lincoln, Meryl Streep,
Tom
Pete
Hanks.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson's up there. I mean, as far as Randy's concerned, his dick is up there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He's-
that's
yeah.
really all of it.
Well, it is up there. I mean,
Literally up there.
yes.
But he's funny. He's still trekking. I mean, his dad was an American hero.
Yeah, in 9/11.
Yeah, so
No, I just think it's funny how he keeps popping up on the show. We don't. If anybody's annoyed with that, we don't plan it. It just kind
Yeah.
of happens. It's weird. He should be. I'm gonna, instead of the yak, I'm just gonna make it Pete Davidson's face, like as our. That's just his face on there for some.
You know how people. This is our thing. I feel like how people say whenever there is a lull in conversation that someone's thinking of Abraham Lincoln or whatever. For us, it's if there's a lull in conversation, it's because we're thinking about Pete Davidson. It's like, I wonder what Pete Davidson's doing right now.
I wonder what Pete's doing.
What's going on, Pete?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Pete.
yeah, anytime there's a lull in the show, just assume we're thinking about Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he's thinking about us.
That's right.
Yeah. He should think about us. As much free publicity we're giving
Well,
his
yeah,
way.
but you got free publicity to who, really?
Right.
That's why no advertisers want us, apparently. It's okay.
Because we talk too much about Pete Davidson and Grant Taft.
I know. They're
Whoa,
like,
what a podcast.
yeah, right. They're like, maybe if you tone down the Pete Davidson stuff, maybe that would help. I was like, well,
I've been counting how many times you've actually said his name. We're up to like 15.
Yeah.
So.
this should be the drinking one.
That's right.
Yeah.
We should take a shot for that. We're going to do one eventually where we are drunk or drinking while we're doing the
Yeah,
show.
it's going to be interesting.
We do.
I get invited back for that one, right?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have some other stuff. We really are going to do that. We've got. We're still going to wait for the anima. We were going to call making each other watch things we don't necessarily watch. Animosity TV.
Yeah.
Animosity.
Animosity TV is like animosity. I thought the I should be in there, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
it should. Because
Should it be
then
Animos?
it sounds like the Animaniacs or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how you
Animosity
spelled it in the
TV.
text, so.
Well, because spelling's hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Life is hard.
Sorry.
Texting. You
Sorry,
don't-
I read it for the way it
Yeah.
was spelled on your mouth.
I thought you would get the gist out of it,
Yeah.
you know?
It's kind of like Relaxy Cab.
Not
Oh.
Relaxy Cab.
Yeah, like Taxi Cab.
Oh, that is better.
You hear that, Randy, if you're listening?
We're
You
making
friend-hating bitch.
all the Friends references.
Yeah.
I
This should
actually
be-
noticed your box set over there and was hoping like when you were going to bring it up.
Yeah. Well, he saw it one of the last times, too. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, it hasn't always been on Netflix.
Right.
It's one of those things where even if it is, I think they said in a year that's not going to be on there anymore.
Yeah.
People always like make fun of me, the younger kids. Why do you buy DVDs or Blu-rays? It's streaming. I'm like, yeah, but it won't always.
Right.
That's right.
So what if the internet goes, Skynet or whatever?
Right.
There's no internet. Hopefully there's electricity. I got to be able to watch all my stuff.
Although it's funny to rewatch it now and realize how many of the jokes it would not fly today.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just for me, it's like kind of a sense of comfort because we haven't had cable TV for 10 years,
Right.
and so whenever we would move a new place, and we didn't have TV yet or Netflix or anything, I had bring up my box set.
That's
and
what
Yeah.
when I would. Yeah, me too. I would always have a certain movies or certain ones that I would always play like on that first night where you have nothing. You have electricity, but that's it. You
Right.
can't do anything else. But it's so weird that Friends, because how hyper PC it is now, Friends is a very calm it's not a risque show.
No.
Or it wasn't making, it's just the way it was.
Yeah.
But when
And the
you
way it's
think
not.
about it, there was somebody made a list about how many people that actually slept with during the run of the show. And of course, Joey's was insane.
Yeah.
But I watched this weekend when I was in Austin. We were at the hotel, and you turn on TV just looking for something on.
Well, Friends is on lots of channels.
Friends was on, and it was last season. And for those of you who know, which is basically us here, it's the episode.
Spoiler alert, I guess,
It's
right?
the episode where Phoebe's scared to get closer to Mike, so Ross comes up with the idea of Vikram. But that episode is Joey is on a date with a girl, and he knows he'd slept with her in this apartment, and that ends up being the roommate. And then so it starts with this. That's the thing, and then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I slept with this girl and this girl, like in Central Park," and you're like, Joey, go get tested, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how many STDs does Joey have?
Like from the first season or the second season or whatever, when what Mario's not telling you or whatever. It was gonorrhea or chlamydia or something.
VD.
Yeah, it was VD. That's right. Yeah. That's one of the other good episodes. Randy's head's exploding right now, but
He's so mad.
one of the best ones is where because it's a sitcom, so a lot of the things they get into are not things regular people would, but when they both like what's her face, they help her move in. Not Aisha Tyler, but
I just watched that show.
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah.
And they're both listing all the weird shit each one has done, and it's so funny, rapid fire like that. He's like, "Hey, weren't you on a poster for gonorrhea?" And like just
He's like, whatever, the VD boy.
Yeah. He's like, "Didn't you used to live with a monkey?" Like just all of them back to back are so funny.
And then she leaves, and he's like, where do you think we lost her? Probably around VD.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or probably around gonorrhea.
And then they're friends again.
Yeah.
Oh, look,
course they are.
he wants us to see him playing over there. Look how much fun he's having.
I thought that looked like a big green dildo that you brought for your dog.
No, it's a bear or something. I don't know.
Awfully long.
Well, it looked familiar to me, I guess, so I went for it. Not the color, though. Not the color.
I was going to say that you need to get tested. If it's that color green.
I need it. Well, I got to go and just have somebody hammer it out or whatever.
Oh.
Like the old days.
Hey-oh.
But really, that's how, just hammer it and...
Leech.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I know I made a joke about that, but any of that stuff I can't watch. People that share those... Can you watch the giant... pimple stuff, blackheads, and
the blackheads, yes,
but not.
I don't
not
like
pus.
what they call like the hard pops. That's what they call them, and no, like
the big like
cysts
and so where they're not lynching it, lancing it. Yeah.
No, my sister-in-law can watch it all day long.
Because I mean, it looks like there's a pump in there that's just pumping out, it's. I don't know why I do it to myself because I'm like, while I'm watching, I'm half watching, and I'm like, I'm bracing myself for it, and then I can't watch it.
My
but
friend,
people are addicted to it.
My friend Al, who listens to this podcast, shout out Al. She gets shout out.
Her name, it's a girl. Good.
It is a girl.
Al, that's cool.
She was telling me that, or one day she was at our house and we were just, farting around looking at stuff on YouTube, and she's like, "Oh, watch this," and it was like one of those cyst ones, and it was like, and then she's like, "Oh, you don't like those?" And I'm like, "No, what the hell are you making me watch now?" And she was like, "Sorry," and then we had to listen to like some rap music or something to get it out of my mind.
Your palate.
I was like, I can't do that. Like.
Yeah.
Though I can take care of myself, but I don't want to watch anybody else do any of that.
Do you
stuff.
ever go like any video that you wouldn't? Do you ever morbid curiosity? You ever do it to yourself? Like you're like, I'm gonna watch it, and then, is it always somebody saying, hey, "Look at this"? Or
more for me, look at this, because here's the problem: you're too young for this.
Thank you.
But you probably remember Yaska's wife was, that's your name today. When I was growing up, there were these like really like, what would be the dark web now, where these videos called Faces of Death.
Whoa.
And you would like, there would be people like doing, like jumping off, like going to bungee jump off a building. And they had calculated the rope, but didn't calculate that the building didn't have a 13th floor. And then they would jump and just concrete. And they were like always like back row behind curtain at the video store, and you had to have somebody over 18 get it for you and blah, blah, blah. But of course I grew up in little bitty redneck town. So they're like, oh, you want to watch people die? Cool.
Like
And-
snuff films or whatever.
It's like the Jackass gone wrong. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and we would rent those on the weekend and watch those. And it was like, I didn't really want to, but at the time, it was one of those things that you're with your friends and you're like trying to prove how cool and
Yeah.
tough you are. But
Right.
like in the meantime, I'm like, oh, I want my mommy. You know, it was just horrible to watch like these horrible things that I think that has, instead of desensitized me, it like oversensitized me because I like horror movies, but I don't like Saw is too much. Anything
Yeah.
that's like too graphic or getting
gory.
too real.
Yeah, that's not scary really to me. That's
No.
like just unset. Like as a person, as a human,
Right.
I like more like paranormal or
Yeah.
scary stuff that maybe could really happen. Stuff. I mean, yeah, there are crazy people who could like saw your Achilles tendon in half or
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
but still, it's
I will say the very first one was the best. It was actually a good movie.
because it was an interesting
plot,
idea and a
yeah.
plot. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you ever see
I-
Hostel?
No, see, I
no,
can't
see, I
do
can't
that.
do that.
I'm like old school. Like I need like my Michael Myers, Halloween, my Jason. Like I am cool
Scream.
with like axes in people's heads.
Yeah.
Like that's totally
Texas
fine.
Chainsaw.
Yeah, like
But
I-
just straight up torture. Is,
but
you just-
torture is not cool
Yeah.
on reality
Thank
or
you.
not
That's-
reality.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but torture,
Torture
is
is
not
not cool.
Not at all.
It's not.
Name of the podcast: Torture is not cool.
Yeah, right.
If you think it is, get help.
PSA. It was a PSA. That's a free
Yeah.
one
That's
for you.
There you go.
Hashtag not me too.
I think the only horror movie that I've been watching horror movies since I was like 7. My dad was a huge horror movie fan. My mom hated them, and so he would watch them either when she was gone and like after we would go to bed. And he didn't know, but I would sneak out behind the couch and like watch. So I think there's an old school movie called 13th Floor or something that I watched when I was probably 7 or 8, and there's only been like 2 that have ever just stuck with me or just scared the absolute crap out of me. I don't really do stuff with kids well. That doesn't, I mean, Leo Orfanato, which is a Spanish film, really, it was just creepy because it was in Spanish and it was an orphanage. But then,
What's the one that Yasko's really scared of?
The Others.
Well, no, but it's called
the
something.
Others I liked.
It's like
great.
the one he saw on Netflix that he freaked him out. It's called the something. It's like a demon or something, and he's like,
The Babadook.
the Babadook, yeah.
Yes. No, what was the one with Liv Tyler and it was where they just show up and start torturing them because they happen to be home?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm
It was
talking
just a
about?
home invasion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just then, but it was so well acted, and
Did they have like those burlap sacks on their head?
Yes.
That one? That's
Yes.
yeah. I forget what it's
yeah,
called,
right.
but I guess I could look it up,
I
but-
was thinking the Others. That's not it. I actually like the Others.
Yeah, the Others
It
was Nicole Kidman.
Yeah,
in
no, that one-
Ireland or whatever.
I like
I'm
that one.
yeah.
This one, I'm trying to think of what it was called, and now, but that one's the only one I didn't sleep for like 2 days, just because.
when I saw The Fourth Kind at the theater, that freaked me the hell out.
Oh, really?
You know what? It's like alien stuff, but it was like, well, it's just really unsettling.
The Strangers.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You know, I saw, it's not a very, okay, on the scale of horror movies, it's not a great one. But if you're a theater person, it will scare the bejesus out of you, is The Gallows. It came out a few years ago.
Okay.
And it's a horror movie that
yes.
takes place in a theater, and it's around a ghost that haunts the theater, which many people in the theater community do believe that ghosts haunt theaters.
Oh yeah.
And what happened was like 20 years prior, a kid, they were doing a play and a kid was supposed to get hung at the end of the play, like special effects. But
It went awry.
It went awry, and the kid actually did get hung. And so
Hanged.
hanged, whatever. And the ghost, now you're an English teacher.
Oh, I know.
So anyway, the ghost haunts the theater, and the kids are doing the play again 20 years later because they're like, oh, we're not scared of this. We ain't afraid no ghosts. But
Right.
that's another movie.
And then things unravel.
Yeah, and things happen.
That's always when it gets the worst, is when you doubt. You know, like when in Paranormal Activity, when the douche husband is like, yeah, fuck this ghost, fuck this
Yeah,
demon.
no.
I'm like, if there's ever a demon involved, even whether or not I believe in it or not, I'm like,
Right.
I'm not messing around.
Exactly.
I'm not going to antagonize it.
Yep.
Well, the thing that's there are a couple things that make that it's not scary, but if you're a theater person, there's a whole scene where they're running through a costume closet.
Oh no.
Yeah. And see, if you've ever been in a costume closet, you're like, oh shit. And then there's like one where they climb up and they get on the lighting rail and they get up in the bridge, which is up at the high part of the theater where all the electrics and the curtain rigging and all that stuff is. And they're climbing up there and they keep hearing things. Like, as a theater person, that scared the shit out of me. I don't want to be in a costume closet with something possibly kissing me. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Killing me. I don't want to climb up high things and feel like someone's chasing me.
What are
Hell
the
to the no.
kissing ghosts? What are those?
Well, there's all those people that have sexual encounters with ghosts.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Didn't some lady marry a ghost like a year?
some stupid.
She married like a ghost of a sea captain or some weird
my
thing.
gosh.
Like they've been dead for hundreds of years.
Well, good for her.
Well, there's somebody for everyone, even if that somebody has no body, I guess.
That's right. They're not real. That's
All right,
fine.
we need to take a break.
Let's take a break.
But what I was going to say before when we were talking about the animosity thing, we got that coming up. We're going to do Get Over It again. We did the last time we did that on this show was years ago. We're going to do, and I hate that I got this from Jimmy Fallon because I don't like him, but the True Confessions thing, I think that'll be fun. Yeah. And then you had some, what was it? Tease your stuff again?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
What was it?
List.
Something about the lyrics.
Oh, yeah. Misheard song lyrics.
Yeah.
I like that.
Please
We're
let me
going
be on
to
for
do
that
some
one.
two truths and a lie kind of situation. Or never
Well, that's
have
kind
I
of like
ever-
what the True Confessions
yeah,
is.
but with alcohol. Never have
Oh,
I
that's
ever.
right. Yeah. Never have I ever with alcohol.
Yeah, we got some stuff. Oh, and group watchings. We're talking about going together to watch things together.
The purpose that we know are probably bad.
Yeah.
Like shitty movies, like MST3K kind of thing, where we know it's going to be bad, we'll make fun of it, and then report back.
Right.
So it's movie reviews that nobody wants to hear about because nobody ever will go see them, but still funny.
Somebody's got to do it.
What's better than going and saying, "Man, that was a great movie,"
oh
and
my
and all you
gosh.
do is praise it. So yeah, that's those are coming. Those are, what do you call it? Down the pipe.
Down the pipe.
Coming down the pipe.
Pike. Yeah, it is pike. But
It's pike?
I like coming down the pipe better itself.
Well, a pike is what you like put a
Yeah.
severed head on, right? I mean, a
Yeah.
pipe actually something flows
Yeah.
through it, right?
Coming down your poop
Ideally,
chute soon.
Your poop shoot. Okay. All right, we're going to take a break and come back, and we'll have Mel's Lady Bits and you had some celebrity stuff,
Some
right?
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Pete
Some
Davidson?
Stuff. No, actually, no.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break. Be back.
You're listening to the Weekly Yak.
Oh, good for you. And how was it?
Welcome back to the Weekly Yak with Mac,
Pretend you're somewhere else and just take it.
Mel,
Not to say, that I'm a cherry, because that's been gone for a while.
and Randy.
You have trouble finding the sweet spot sometimes.
It's the Weekly Yak.
Yeah, this is a repeat from last week because Randy wasn't here, so I didn't have anything new to pick from, but still a goodie.
Yeah. Oldie but a goodie.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
And a
but,
2-week oldie, but a goodie. And it's filthy, so that's good too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of double entendres in there because that's what this show is.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we usually just say what we mean, so it's really not entendres. But you were talking about goat yoga or something before the show started?
We were talking about how when we got my dog, we were talking about how
Get up on it!
Stop pushing the microphone into my mouth. How when we first adopted or rescued our dog, he looked like a goat.
And say the name of your dog.
Bob Rogers. That's what happens when you let a 6-year-old pick the name of your dog. But yeah, and no,
It's a very business-like name.
Yes,
he sounds
but-
like he'd have a job at like a bank,
well, he's
and he's in a black suit.
kind of a pain in my ass.
Just like a bank would be.
Yeah. Well, no, it fits. But no, so everybody, but he was so malnourished that he looked like a goat. So everybody was like, "Are you sure that's not a goat?" And
Because he's very lanky. Like
he's yes, he's filled out now. Now
Yeah.
you can very much tell that he's part pit.
He kind of looked like what are the things in Star Wars that are the big robot things that walk?
Oh yes,
Like that-
At-ats.
What are they called?
At-ats.
Ass hats?
AT-ATs.
Okay.
At-ats.
Those big machines that walk around
Yeah.
like
yeah.
yeah.
That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
because his legs were like he didn't know how to use them because they were so long.
Like a
and
just
so,
newly born.
He looked like
goat?
Bambi trying to like
Right.
like a goat trying to walk around. And then we got on the subject of goat yoga and how I really want to do.
Is that where you have goats as support animals there?
Yes, and they like climb all over
Yeah.
you when you're doing.
And it's
when you're doing-
relaxing.
No, but it's
Or-
cute.
Oh, okay. So they don't really serve a purpose.
Not really. Well, I mean,
They're cute, I know, but they
Yeah.
don't.
No,
It's not about like.
No.
Okay.
It's
As
just
someone who grew up around goats, all I could think of when goat yoga became a thing is they shit a lot.
that
I
was
don't want to be like downward dogging and have a little goat shit rolling down my ass crack or something,
Good
or
God.
down my face. That sounds awful.
Well, you feed them before and make sure they're clearly
I mean, yeah,
evacuated.
evacuated their bowels. Yeah.
they're cute, but I don't want to yoga and shit. So that's just
So you
we'll
are
see.
going to do that.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah.
Okay.
it's happening. It's
Yeah.
coming here.
I wonder if there's other goat related thing. Is there like goat massage?
Yeah, but you go to jail for those.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Any other goat activities is prohibited.
It's frowned upon.
It's
by
it's
the
frowned upon.
government.
Like if I get caught, I'll be like, was I not supposed? I'll be a George Costanza. Was I not supposed to do that?
You
Is
mean
that-
this is illegal?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Gross.
I was watching that show too. Do you guys like Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I do.
Like it's when he had sex with the cleaning lady on his desk, and he's in trouble. He's like, was that not right?
Was that the cashmere sweater episode too?
Oh, they're so hard to remember when there's a good A and a B story. When she wanted to. No, he had this spot
It had
on
an
it.
ink dot on it or
yeah, right, like a
something.
really small dot. Yeah, I don't know, probably. I think maybe that's what it was because he didn't have a job. Well, he never has a job. But,
That's true.
But anyway, so lady bits.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I'm gonna
Lady bits.
well, I gotta work my way into my lady bits.
Well, Norma-
Well, that's how it goes.
You need a
Yeah.
little romance first, right,
Well,
to
I'm
get
getting it
your
right
engine
now.
going.
Bingo is getting all up in my
He is
business.
all up in your
bingo.
chest.
Look at that. He's like, yeah, get them lady bits going, girl.
All right. Well, I've been sitting on this story. For,
Bingo.
That's fine.
Jesus.
I've been sitting on this story for a couple weeks because I wanted Randy to be here, and
Aw.
then since he's not here, but we got Yasko's wife. I think she'll appreciate this.
Okay.
If you guys didn't know, there's a Britney Spears musical coming to Broadway,
Yes.
and
Like based
yeah.
on her music, or
Yeah,
like
it's
what?
based on
Oh,
her
okay.
music, which, okay, whatever. There have been plenty of those. I'm totally okay with it. But here is the story.
Okay.
So the story is Cinderella is having an existential crisis, and she has a posse of famous princesses, and her stepmother is the main antagonist. And there's also Prince Charming and a dwarf we've never met, the eighth dwarf. He is a narrator who is unhappy his system is being dismantled before his eyes. So it's basically like Cinderella and all her princess chicks are like living in their princess world. And then they're like, there's got to be more to life than this. And then they're like, you're toxic. I'm something. I don't really know how
Okay.
Britney Spears is going to go with this, but I feel like it's.
So that's the plot of it. And
that's the plot.
And then set against her hits.
Yeah. And so it's a real interesting sounding story. Like,
What's the name of it?
Who
Dumpster
got
fire?
high one night and decided this was a good
Yeah.
idea?
It's called, no shit, Once Upon a One More Time.
That'd be one of those things I would go see just to see how bad it could be.
Like glitter.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I saw, have either of you seen Britney Spears Crossroads? Because it's the worst piece of shit.
I think I started watching it and just could
No.
not finish it.
The best, I saw it, actually, the first and only time I saw it was.
But she was in it though.
Yeah,
Like
but-
Britney Spears won't be in this, will she?
No.
This okay.
But the first time I saw it is talk about Mystery Science Theater. There's a theater,
Yeah.
there's a comedy group in Austin that does kind of a Mystery Science Theater. They're called Master Pancake. And they did Britney Spears Crossroads. And yeah,
It was great.
I mean, it was
they-
great.
they
It was all I
destroyed it.
needed. It was all I needed. So
Yeah.
there's that, Britney.
I love when I find out that other people hate something that I also hate. It's a nice. I like that feeling.
It's
you hate a
entertaining.
lot of things.
Well, but see, it's that way. There's a lot. I mean, eventually, I'm going to find somebody that hates one of those things because I hate vast amounts of things.
I mean, don't get me started on Ariana Grande and that damn To Catch a Predator ponytail again, because I just can't.
Well, you know who Ariana Grande used to date?
Pete Davidson.
Take a shot.
All right. Anyway, my next subject is, okay, I feel like this is an important conversation we're going to have, so prepare yourself for this. Okay.
Clear your mind.
So there's a comedian named Kevin Fredericks who a couple weeks ago posted this thing on Twitter that says, what is the correct way to rank these chips? And he was talking about the Lay's variety pack. So put yourself
This
back
is very important. Yeah.
Yes. Put yourself back in the day when you were having your school lunches. And so you've got your plain Lay's potato chips,
Right.
your nacho cheese Doritos, your crunchy Cheetos, plain Fritos, barbecue Lay's, Cool Ranch Doritos.
I think I need to write them down.
So,
I know, like, that's 5 things.
but,
Yeah.
so he posted this, whatever. And he's, I mean, not to talk shit on him. I don't know him, but he's not, I
But
don't
let's.
know her. But he's not like a huge comedian. You know, he's a comedian.
He's a
working his
regular
way.
sized comedian.
Yeah. Anyway, smartass. But it got a lot of play because Chris Evans, aka Captain America, put his post and says,
Oh,
the correct answer is
the correct answer.
number 1, Cool Ranch Doritos. Number 2, Cheetos. Number 3, Nacho Cheese Doritos. Number 4, Fritos. Number 5, Barbecue Lay's. Number 6, Original Lay's. I will not be taking questions.
Wait, I thought you said not. What was the first one? I thought you said nacho cheese for the first one.
Cool Ranch.
Oh, Cool Ranch. Okay.
Yeah. And so people are like, oh, shit, Captain America. You know, he's...
That's a good question anyway, though, because because, like, you know, when you get down to the end of the Lay's variety pack, you're like, oh, we only have plain Lay's left.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'd rather not eat.
But
Cool Ranch, yeah, Cool Ranch Doritos definitely better than nacho cheese Doritos, I think.
Well, my problem is
She doesn't like ranch.
I hate ranch.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't really taste like real ranch.
To me, I don't ranch. To
Any
me,
ranch related items.
I just don't do ranch anything.
You must be the
So,
only person in the world, I guess.
Well, your friend Jimmy Fallon also,
My friend, my bestie.
because and he mentioned it once and described it, and I totally agree. As mine is, I just feel like it's sour, and I feel like I'm eating something that's bad. And
That's how I feel about blue cheese. I feel like it's just curdled.
But ironically enough, I love blue cheese, but I do not like ranch.
Yeah, I love both.
I just
It depends on the ranch. Like not all ranches are created equal. Like some are nasty. Like
Yes, absolutely.
Ken's, you know that brand Ken's? That's a
Oh.
nasty ranch.
Yeah.
Like that's bad.
The HEB 3 cheese ranch?
Cheese?
No, it.
No,
don't
I know, but
try
I'm
it.
saying no. That's what I'm saying. Like they put cheese in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
so what?
So
would
you don't put ranch on your
I don't
pizza. I
put
guess.
ranch. No.
Well, I don't like that either.
I
I just like to enjoy the taste of the pizza instead of the.
So my question is,
feelings over
what are your your top 6 rankings of nacho cheese Doritos, Cool Ranch Doritos, Cheetos, Original Lay's, Barbecue Lay's, and Fritos?
I gotta write it down.
I would say that
I have to
except
laminate
Fritos
this.
are at the bottom for me.
Oh, see, you bring Fritos, like we'll buy Fritos because we're going to have chili or like Frito pie or something. And then I will just eat the whole bag of Fritos. That just happens. And with no chili or anything, then I'm just like, oh, I got to have some Fritos.
Cool Ranch, Fritos, nacho cheese,
Cheetos, Barbecue Lay's, and Original Lay's. Now, for me,
not baked Lay's, the good greasy
Right.
shit. Okay. And reg Lay's.
for me, I am not going to count Cool Ranch Doritos. I'm not going to rank them because I realize that I'm a weirdo that does not like them.
So you're just gonna do top 5.
I would do top 5 for me. I would say it's pretty close. My top is probably barbecue. I love barbecue chips.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're great with sandwiches, just like any type, because I like the saltiness, but then the sweetiness.
Sweetiness.
Yeah. I would probably say for me, then I would go Cheetos. Have some Cheetos. Then I would probably say Fritos, nacho cheese Doritos, and then Original Lay's. Because here's the thing with these chips. I like
What's the deal with the chips?
the deal with these chips is like nacho cheese Doritos. I like them, but I don't want to eat them with a sandwich. I want them
On the-
by
yeah,
themselves.
right, just a bowl
I
of
just
them or
want
whatever,
a bowl.
yeah.
Like I don't want them with the sandwich. And I'm
This is very like a high class conversation about chips. Well, they don't go with a lot of things. Is this wine?
Yeah,
That's right.
So that's my ranking.
Well, I'm a regular Cool person, so Cool Ranch Doritos first. I like barbecue better than cheese, I guess, on chips, so I would do barbecue Lay's second, then Cheetos, then nacho cheese. Because you're right, the nacho cheese, like I would only eat the nacho cheese Doritos if it was just that. I guess I rank them higher because I would eat Cool Ranch Doritos with a sandwich,
Right.
or I would eat barbecue Lay's with a sandwich. This is like Ross when he makes his list of people they're allowed to sleep with. I'm going to laminate this.
Then you have to stick to it.
Yeah, right. And then when I'm in front of barbecue Lay's, I'm like, oh no, that was not my first one. Then the nacho cheese, then Fritos, then regular Lay's, and just because to me Fritos and regular Lay's, you have to have something else with them.
Right.
Like you said, in a Frito pie or
Bean dip for days.
Well, bean dip, and also I don't know if this is weird, but who cares? I like to in the summer when you're having barbecues and stuff, I like to get pork and beans and dip my Lay's potato chips and eat them like that.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Okay,
But I
it's
want to
delicious.
point out,
It's still beans,
yeah, minus the Cool Ranch. Ours are exactly the same.
other than the Cool Ranch.
Yeah, like the rest of your order.
Holy
is the
shit!
same except Cool Ranch.
Oh my
So,
god!
Kami, why don't you fuck this up for us?
I'm
then?
going to. For me, yeah, I'm gonna have to go same as Captain America almost. Cool Ranch and nacho cheese are probably tied for me. Cheetos are third. I'm gonna say barbecue is fourth, and then regular Lay's, and then Fritos.
Oh, Frito hater.
Look,
Well,
I
it's
like
just
them
because
all,
yeah.
but if I mean, I like chips, so I mean, there's not a bad one on the list. So
I mean, also Fritos. If you have the big scoops, those are really good with bean dip too.
oh yeah,
But yeah, I'm just looking at them just as is because regular Lay's and Fritos are just corn and just potato chip. They're not really flavored. This is such an in-depth thing about a stupid topic.
my favorite,
But it's important at the same
It
time.
is.
I
My
know.
favorite chips are the jalapeno kettle chips.
Oh God,
yeah.
yes.
I mean, if we're
Yes.
getting away from the variety pack, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, don't
but-
you can't. You're blowing our minds. We're just talking about the variety pack.
Yeah, variety-
What about the variety pack of cereal?
Oh,
Oh,
That's a
tough.
whole other thing.
Yeah, I'd have to look at what all comes in that, but yeah, that's something.
Did you ever used to? You can open them and eat and pour the milk and eat it out of the box too. I always thought that was cool for some reason. I don't know why. But look at me, I'm eating it out of the box.
with me, I just
Like a
didn't want to
homeless
wash
person.
the bowl.
Yeah, right.
All right, so now it's time for my lady bits.
Oh, those weren't the lady bits?
No, that was just conversational.
That was
bits.
just okay. Those are everybody's bits.
Those are anybody's bits.
Androgynous bits.
Right.
Yes.
All right.
So lady bits. So first off, I want to follow up from last week. I did go see Captain Marvel. It is amazing and all I could have ever wanted it to be.
That's good.
It is very female empowering and all those things that it should be. And it is really good. Also, there's some Stan Lee moments that just made my heart grow. And
Did you see any more ladies attacking other ladies, or
No,
the
ladies.
female on female hate?
there was no female on female hate. There was a lot of just awesomeness. So
Good.
Mel recommends Captain Marvel.
How many? What's your not stars? It can't be stars. You got to have you give it 4 bits,
Yeah.
2 bits. Shave and
Yeah.
haircut, 2 bits.
I feel like if 4 bits, that it's like I've got too many boobs, but who knows?
They could be boobs or
Yeah.
uteri.
Uteri.
How many uteruses do you give this?
I give this 3 pubic hairs. All right.
Ugh.
Moving
That sounds
on.
like it's bad if you give it pubic hairs.
All right.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, that's the bad ones.
So this is March.
Well, actually, when we go see the shitty movies, let's give it pubic hairs first.
Oh, yeah.
How many?
Yeah.
But a lot of pubic hairs means it's just really bad.
Yeah.
But one pubic hair means it's almost good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you got to
Okay.
shave.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I give it a landing strip. What's that? What's that worth?
That's okay, but
Okay.
not great.
All right.
All right. So, March we have yet to discuss, and we're coming up on the end of March. Is It's been Women's History Month. And
Right.
so I don't know if you know this, but I'm a woman. And so,
Same.
but I
Me
found
too.
this super great article about some women that changed the face of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, perfect.
Because I know you're a huge SNL fan, Mac, and
Kristen
as am
Wiig,
I.
and recently Kristen Wiig's great. Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
I love Melissa Villaseñor.
Oh yeah, I follow her on the social.
Have you ever
medias.
seen her do her Owen Wilson impression? It's
Yeah.
so good.
She's so great.
Wow. Just the way and she's a lady. Anyway,
So
sorry.
they're talking, and yes, there were people, I want to say that they don't touch about it because this author is my age. She's Gen Xer. And though I probably one of my number one comic heroes of all time is Gilda Radner.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, she was on Saturday Night Live, and so was Lorraine Newman. This is starting a little later than that. So even though they're amazing, but it's talk about 3 women that they think really changed SNL and paved the way for people like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And
Can we guess? Can we guess who they are?
Sure.
So it's not Lorraine Newman and Gilda Radner.
No. After them,
But it's before.
after them and before Tina and Amy.
Interesting.
Oh, let's see.
That's tough.
It is.
Molly Shannon.
No,
Um,
but I do love her. She's my other comic hero.
How about? Man, I feel like the 70s and the 2000s were the best women. Like, I don't remember any from the, these are the 90s or the 80s?
Cabo, late 80s, early 90s.
Jan Hooks.
Yes.
Nice.
So, and that's good because she's the first one I was going to talk about.
All
so,
right.
Jan Hooks, the thing I really like about her is during the time she, in the late 80s, early 90s, she was only one of 3 women on the show, along with, 4 women on the show with Victoria Jackson, Nora Dunn, and Julia Sweeney. But they were, what I like is Jan Hooks never had to stand out or try in a skit because she was such a personality that you dragged to her, and her impressions were so great. She did the best, and still her and Kristen Wiig, I wish they would do dueling Kathy Lee Giffords because they were so good. And she's the one, if you don't remember, she's the one that the week after Sinead O'Connor was on there and tore the picture.
She did a good Sinead O'Connor.
She did Sinead O'Connor, and she was so great.
Didn't
And
she? Wasn't it the Joe Pesci show or something, or some weird that she came on and? No. It was sorry, I'm mansplaining your whole thing, but it was Phil Hartman was Frank Sinatra, and he had Jan Hooks as Sinead O'Connor.
it.
He's like, "What do you think about this, cue ball?" Like it was, he
Yeah.
was just awful Frank
And
Sinatra. Anyway,
they were
sorry.
so perfect together. I feel like she and Phil Hartman just played off each other perfectly back then. But interesting tidbits about her is, first off, she was the first SNL cast member to ever portray Hillary Clinton.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
When you think about it,
And Phil Hartman was probably Clinton,
probably so.
because at that time.
But it was saying that another great thing about Jan Hooks was she never broke. And now I want to go back and watch because she is, and a lot of people don't remember her in it. She is in that very famous Patrick Swayze.
She is.
Chris Farley.
She's one of the
Chippendales.
judges. Yeah.
And she never breaks.
Yeah.
And Chris Farley was just
Well, and I heard
amazing.
Mike Myers talking about that. He was like, I can't because I'm with 2. It was Nealon, Jan Hooks, and Mike Myers. And I've heard Mike Myers say, like, the other 2, Nealon and Jan Hooks were rocks. And he's like, I don't want to fuck this up. Like, I don't want to laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not, though? Like, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
It was so good.
And she did Tammy Faye Baker, too.
Yeah.
With the makeup, like, just running down after
Yeah.
Jim Baker got in trouble and stuff. She was... But she didn't say anything. She just looked. They just painted her face.
She was so great.
Yeah,
she was funny. And then later on, she joined the cast of Third Rock from the Sun, and she's really just kind of done bit appearances. But she really she left a big impression, I feel like, on a lot of women comedians today. And of course, she's one of the ones that paved the way. The other one that was joined right after Jan Hooks left was Ellen Cleghorn.
Oh yeah.
And though she wasn't
And a woman of color as well.
she was the first woman of color ever
That's
on
right, yeah.
SNL. And what's sad is that wasn't until like 91.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was so funny. She had so many great things. And that was during that whole like time that we started to get a lot of Black Americans that were really into their African roots and wearing all. And she did the best characters and just the greatest skits during that time. And she was so funny. And the thing that I think is really interesting is they were saying that she didn't shine as much as, let's say, like a Leslie Jones does today, because the writing staff at the time was all male and all white. Right. And she was a Black woman. And so it's hard
they had no idea how to write for her, I'm sure.
But she was really funny. And then the third one, which is part of that Molly Shannon, Anna Gasteyer, Sherry O'Terry generation, but kind of led the way for people being crazy like Maya Rudolph and Amy Poehler and all, was Rachel Dratch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I love Rachel. My husband and I constantly do. Speaking of Jimmy Fallon, they do their Boston characters.
Yeah. No, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her Debbie Downer one.
Yeah.
When they're at Disney World, that is the funniest. I mean, they're all breaking and stuff. It's just so. I mean, it's so funny.
Yeah, Debbie Downer is she was just so funny, and she
played Harry Potter a couple times, I think, too.
She always played. One thing I love, this quote, this article I read said was, Rachel Dratch had the ability to play unglamorous freaks and geeks. And it's true, but like you still loved her so much. Anytime I see her on something, it makes me so happy because she was so funny.
I liked her and Will Ferrell together. The lovers
in the hot tub.
In the hot tub.
In the hot tub.
She feeds him lamb shanks one time, and he's like just gnawing. They were really funny together.
Yeah, she was just so great. Little tidbit. So Ellen Cleghorn, she just really never got another great opportunity once she left SNL. She got a sitcom on the WB, but that was right around the time they were moving from comedies to millennial teen drama, so that got axed. Rachel Dratch is, she's guest starred on multiple things, but I'm super excited. I just saw there is a new Netflix movie coming out called Wine Country that has Rachel Dratch, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, and Maya Rudolph.
Wow.
Yes.
It's like getting the band back together.
So I'm so down for that. And then Jan Hooks, of course, as I mentioned, was on Third Rock from the Sun. And I forgot she was in the final seasons of Designing Women as well. And she tragically passed away from cancer in 2014. But the thing is, these women, all three of them, have edged the way for the current generation. And there's so many women right now on SNL. Yep. And what was really interesting in this article I read talks about how the skits and these actresses that are now on SNL get equal screen time as their male counterparts. They have the biggest buzz and the sharpest sketches, including the digital shorts, because they've done a lot of like I think it was Thanksgiving, we're going to do it on my twin bed skit, And, a lot of them have gotten big jobs in big movies because of this. Kate McKinnon's won 2 Emmys.
Yeah, Kate McKinnon's great.
She's amazing.
I loved Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
When she was in I love the Californian sketch. She was, I mean, all of them were great, but she was really good in it too. Adie
Bryant got her own show.
Yeah,
that's on
Hulu. Yeah.
And I love her. Remember, she's going to play me in the movie of my life if Melissa McCarthy turns it down. So if it wasn't for these three ladies, and yes, I mean, totally not forgetting Gilda and Lorraine and any before, but it was like kind of a boys club for a long time. And then all of a sudden these women broke barriers, especially when I look back in those, that 90s era with Phil Hartman and Mike Myers and Dana Carvey. I do think of Jan Hooks in there. And also, I love Victoria Jackson just because she had such a funny voice. I thought she was great. And
she is super religious now. Like, she's kind of crazy now.
She is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I did love Julia Sweeney. She is the mom. She actually plays A.D. Bryant's mom on the new show, which I love because I was really obsessed with Pat.
Yeah, she played Pat. Yeah.
Pat. Like, because I, just like many comedians and other people out there, I would like emulate those SNL skits. So I'd watch Pat and be like, oh, and I loved, Stuart Smalley, Al Franken.
Yeah.
I love those skits so much, and I would practice those over and over and over again. Molly Shannon, I did the Superstar skits so many times. I can't even tell you. So it's great to
smells her armpits.
Yeah. It's so great to look back on these great women of SNL, and that we've got good generations to come, and hopefully they continue to get more women into comedy, because for a long time it was a boys' game, because I think they didn't think that women, not that they could be funny, but just talk about those things. And I don't know, you look to even go way back, and there's people like Mary Tyler Moore and Carol Burnett,
Lucille Ball,
and Ann
those are still
Mira,
funny. Good Lord, that Vitamin and Vegemin episode where she gets drunk on that whatever that stuff is supposed to be. It's so
Vivian Vance with her. I mean, there's so many great comedic women, but they weren't thought of that because women, you're supposed to be proper and raise the babies. But especially with SNL, I just thought it was really, really interesting and a great read, and just brought me back to some good decades of my SNL watching, that even when I was in high school, I would want to come home early on a Saturday night so I could watch SNL, because we do.
You want to go out tonight? Nope. I'm going home to watch SNL.
Otherwise, I had to put, my VHS tape and my tape deck and
your cassette
record it.
player.
Yeah, and hope that, fast forward through commercials and all that stuff. So
commercials.
Yeah,
those things.
No, I pay for everything, so I don't have to. Even Hulu, I'm so bougie or extra or whatever that I pay the $12.99 for Hulu, so there's no commercials at all. Because I mean, even the $10 Hulu, they still make you watch commercials.
It must be
what the
nice.
Heck? What the heck? Well, I'm sorry, I'm rolling in the dough here.
You making that teacher money?
Yeah, I guess. But no, all those women. I mean, I love. I have a crush on Cecily.
Cecily Strong.
Strong.
Yeah.
I love her so much, I don't remember her name. But my favorite Kate McKinnon thing ever is when they get abducted by aliens and she has to say, like, that's so freaking. And A.D. Bryant did that too, and she cannot. I mean, Bobby Moynihan, it's her and Bobby Moynihan, and they're the ones interviewing, and it's
oh crap.
It's Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
He just
like, he's putting his shirt up like this and stuff. It's so good. He's like, man, you got screwed. Like, I think that sketch has probably hit like 10 million or 20 million views on.
Hysterical.
If you haven't seen that one, the one with Ryan Gosling is probably they're all funny, but that one, alien abduction or whatever it's called, where they've been taken to the Pentagon to be researched. But Cecily Strong and Ryan Gosling had very classic abduction stories, but Kate McKinnon just got shit on the whole time. She's like, they're batting my knockers around and stuff. He's like, I think it was off the books because there's one of them he was the lookout. He was looking outside. It was so good.
So yeah.
Well, good job. Yeah. Good job.
Thanks.
Thank you. So I guess we'll get out of here. How do you feel, Yasko's wife? Was that good?
Yeah.
Good for you?
It was good for me.
It was good. Do you need a cigarette?
Sure.
Hashtag me too. Max.
Oh no. I'm gonna have to
give $1 to charity.
Right.
Like Pete Davidson said.
Right, yeah. I listened to the remix to Ignition this weekend, and I thought about giving $1, but I didn't do it.
Were you hot and fresh in the kitchen?
I was.
Rolling that body.
It's the freaking weekend.
It is the freaking weekend.
But I wasn't happy about last weekend, because even though it was the weekend, it was the last part of spring break. So I was like, it sucks.
Womp.
And even though this week has been a 4-day week, man, it's dragged by.
Yeah.
Like, did you go back to work Monday or did you go back Tuesday? Oh, okay.
Well, I had to judge when I play because it's that season.
Ah, yes.
So
Anyway, so you're not performing for a while because of One Act Plays.
I'm not doing anything at all.
And what are you doing again? The variety show
on the
Saturday.
rooftop at Waco Winery.
This Saturday
Saturday.
at
I
what
believe
time?
it's at 7.
And are you doing anything? Are you in any plays? Or are you not doing that for a while?
Not
No,
sure,
no.
but we do have improv comedy.
Yeah.
First Friday and Saturday of every month at the Brazos Theater.
Yeah.
So not next Friday, but the next Friday,
Right?
Sure.
right?
Can I plug my website?
Do it.
Do it.
If
I
you
have
need-
it. I have a thing. I have a right there.
You have
yeah.
a card, yeah. If you want to know what's going on in Waco nightly or with karaoke or
Anything.
trivia or really anything, go to www.wacowise. That's WISE.com, and we're on Facebook and Instagram, and we try to post daily updates about what's going on in Waco.
But not anything about Chip and Joanna
No,
or Baylor,
or Baylor.
if you can help it.
Well,
We do have their events on the calendar, mainly because Baylor Theater emailed us and
okay.
said, "Hey, can you put our stuff up?"
Well, and if you want to go do something that's not a chain, or you want to go
Right.
to Waco centric, Waco local.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, I should say that it's everything that we have on the site is local to Waco. So if people are coming here to celebrate those two things downtown, we want them to also enjoy what like everything else that Waco has to offer that's not chain.
As much as I shit on Waco, that's just a good thing to do anywhere. You don't want to go, even if
Right.
you go to a big city, you don't want to go to like a Burger King. Like you want to go to
Right.
something
No.
that
Right.
maybe that city only has.
Right,
and
you can get
that's
Chewy's at home, but like go and support.
Yeah, go to if you want pizza, go to Paparolo's or
yeah.
Shorty's, or go to you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
If you want a burger, go to Double R.
And we do
or-
have especially for people that have that are vegan or vegetarian, or because my daughter and I both have severe food allergies, so we have like a whole section up there where you can get allergy friendly stuff, and they're all local.
Okay.
I sing everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Everyone good? Anything
good.
else?
No,
good.
we're good.
Did you feel you? I know you were mad at me for not getting you on sooner.
No,
I hope we're good now.
Yeah, we're good.
Your husband was like, "What do I have to do? Who do I have to kill to get on the show?"
He's like,
Because
"Who do I
this is
have to
such in
sleep with?"
demand. Yeah, right. Well, I don't want to say that, but Anyway, thanks, ladies. That was good. We'll get out of here. See you guys next time on the Weekly Yak. Goodbye.
That was awesome.
Thanks for listening to the Weekly Yak.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Check us out at Weekly Yak. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Lighthouses rule.
And subscribe to us on iTunes.
Keep looking up, because that's where it all is.